The Magic of Chemistry. Mira and the Secret World of Change. Once upon a time, in a cheerful town called Greenwood, lived a curious little girl named Mira. Mira loved asking questions more than anything else in the world. Why does sugar disappear in water? Why does iron turn brown when it gets wet? Why do flowers smell so nice? Her parents smiled and said, "You are full of questions." But Mira wasn't satisfied. She wanted to know the why behind everything. One sunny afternoon, Mira's school announced a science fair. Each student had to choose a topic. While others chose plants or planets, Mira chose a strange title, The Magic of Chemistry. But deep inside, Mira wondered, what exactly is chemistry? The old blue book? That evening, Mira went to her grandmother's house. While searching for storybooks, she found an old blue book with golden letters. It read, Chemistry, the Science of Magical Changes. As soon as Mira opened the book, a soft glow filled the room. The pages fluttered, and suddenly, whoosh! Mira felt herself spinning. When she opened her eyes, she was standing inside a colorful laboratory filled with glowing liquids, floating bubbles, and talking tools. "Welcome, Mira," said a cheerful voice. She turned around and saw a tiny man wearing a lab coat and big glasses. "I am Professor Spark, your guide to the world of chemistry." "What is chemistry?" Professor Spark smiled and said, "Chemistry is the science that tells us what things are made of and how they change." He waved his wand, and a simple apple appeared. "This apple is made of tiny building blocks called atoms," he explained. Suddenly, the apple zoomed closer, and Mira saw millions of tiny dots dancing together. "Wow!" Mira gasped. "Everything is made of these?" "Yes," laughed Professor Spark. "You, me, air, water, food, everything." Mira realized that chemistry wasn't magic tricks. It was real magic happening every day. A journey into tiny worlds. Professor Spark clapped his hands, and Mira shrank until she was smaller than a grain of sand. She floated among colorful balls, joining and separating. "These are atoms forming molecules," Professor Spark explained. "When molecules change, chemistry happens." Mira watched as two clear liquids mixed and suddenly turned bright blue. "How did that happen?" she asked. "That's a chemical reaction," said Professor Spark. "Old substances change into new ones." Mira clapped happily. "Chemistry is like a magic show. Chemistry in the kitchen." The laboratory suddenly turned into a warm kitchen. Bread dough sat in a bowl, slowly rising. "That's yeast working," Professor Spark said. "Tiny living things release gas, making bread soft and fluffy." Mira sniffed the air. "So cooking is chemistry too?" "Yes," said Professor Spark. "Boiling, baking, frying, all chemistry." Mira thought of her mother cooking dinner. She smiled. "My kitchen is a chemistry lab, the mystery of soap bubbles." Next, Professor Spark handed Mira a bar of soap. "Why does soap clean our hands?" Mira asked. "The soap broke into tiny hooks that grabbed dirt and washed it away with water. Soap uses chemistry to remove dirt and germs," Professor Spark explained. Suddenly, bubbles floated everywhere, shining like rainbows. Mira laughed. "Bath time is chemistry time. Chemistry helps nature." The scene changed into a green garden. Plants stretched toward the sunlight. "Plants use chemistry to make their food," said Professor Spark. "This process is called photosynthesis." Mira watched leaves turning sunlight, water, and air into energy. "So chemistry helps plants grow and gives us food?" she asked. "Yes," said Professor Spark gently. "Without chemistry, life would not exist." "Chemistry inside us." Professor Spark pointed to Mira's heart. "Your body is a chemistry factory," he said. "Breathing, digesting food, thinking all are chemical reactions." Mira felt amazed. "So I am full of chemistry?" Professor Spark laughed. "You are walking, talking chemistry." Colors, smells, and fireworks, Professor Spark mixed two clear liquids. Suddenly, poof, they turned bright pink. "Chemistry creates colors," he said. He opened a tiny bottle, and a sweet smell filled the air. "Chemistry creates smells too," he added. Then he showed fireworks lighting up the sky. "Fireworks are chemistry celebrations." Professor Spark smiled. Mira clapped. "Chemistry makes the world beautiful. Chemistry saves lives." The lab changed into a hospital. Doctors made medicines in clean rooms. Medicines are chemistry, said Professor Spark. They fight germs and heal people. Mira remembered when medicine helped her recover from a fever. Chemistry is a hero, she whispered. Using chemistry wisely, suddenly, the lights dimmed. Professor Spark looked serious. Chemistry is powerful, he said. It can help Earth or harm it. He showed clean water, green energy, and healthy forests. Then he showed pollution and waste. We must use chemistry wisely to protect our planet, he said. Mira nodded firmly. I promise. Back to the real world. The blue book began to glow again. Time to go back, Professor Spark said kindly. Never stop asking questions. Mira felt herself spinning once more. When she opened her eyes, she was back in her grandmother's room, holding the blue book. Was it all a dream? Inside the book was a small note. To Mira the young chemist, the Science Fair Day. At the science fair, Mira confidently explained chemistry to everyone. Chemistry is the magic of change, she said. It is in food, water, plants, medicine, and even in us. The teachers smiled proudly. Mira didn't just win a prize. She discovered a new way to see the world. From that day on, every bubble, rainbow, and raindrop felt magical. Because Mira knew the secret. The real magic was chemistry. Thanks for watching!